Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to migrate Windows vCenter Server 6.5 to VCSA 6.7. So VCSA is a newly introduced by VMware, which is a basically a Linux based appliance itself, which does not require any dependency or any Windows machine. So you can you can go ahead and quickly deploy your appliance, which comes with the pre-installed configured image, you can say, from the VMware, and it will be very easy to manage. And since there was no Windows dependency, so it's having this appliance having only core technologies, core services which required vCenter servers to run on appliance. Uh, this is uh, this is not very old technology or a platform from the VMware, but it's very mature now, and it's very safe to run in environment. So I always recommend to go with the whenever you have a coming migration or upgrade, go with the vCenter server appliance. Don't go with the Windows based vCenter server, because it's having lots of other benefits as well. As so This is basically a upgrade path or matrix, you can say, for vCenter server migration. So this matrix does support both, like if you want to go from Windows to Windows latest version, or you want to go from vCenter to VCSA latest version, either way. So this support both. So currently I am running basically 6.5. So you can say 6.5 all version does support migration to 6.7. So I'm going to migrate my 6.5 environment. Basically I think I have U1 installed on my environment, so I'm going to upgrade this U1 to 6.7 U3. So you can check this metrics on their VMware website. It's sometime it's get changed with the latest release of the vCenter infrastructure or vCenter server. So go ahead and check before you jump into any migration, and make the required plan. So here, Windows vCenter server 6.5 to VCSA migration step by step. So the first thing, which is very important, and you can say the most important thing, as a pre-work, so take the full backup of your current uh, vCenter server. So if you have like Windows machine, and if you have any third-party backup solution, you can say Veeam or any other solution, I recommend to go ahead and run the fresh complete full backup before you jump into the migration for the vCenter server. And if you don't have any backup solution, you can go ahead and take the backup of the Windows and build backup manager, which is WD admin. WB admin, you can go ahead and use the backup by using that Windows Server backup tool. And so let's jump into my environment. So this is my environment. You can see I have DC01, which is my domain controller. I have a esxi server which is running on 2012 R2. This is esxi server, which basically providing storage to my esxi host, and this is my vCenter server. And if I go here, you can see my vCenter server is running 6.5 version, and I have two hosts, esxi1 and esxi2, and these are the two hosts also in running as a virtual machine in a VMware workstation. So this is my infrastructure which I'm going to migrate. So the first thing which we need to do, run the pre-migration checker on Windows Server vCenter Server 6.5. So this is a inbuilt tool. If I go here, I have mounted the VCSA installation media here, you can see, and I'm going to click on open, and here you can go ahead and go to migration assistant, and then you have here VMware migration assistant. So you go ahead and run as administrator this tool. So what this tool is going to do, this tool is going to ask you the local VMware vSphere admin passwords, as well as password basically. So I'm going to provide that credential here. So now This is going to extract some required script or files to the local machine, and then it's going to uh, get ready for the migration, to start migration. So during this, this is going to take around 5 minutes. So what this pre-migration check is running now, you can see running pre-checks. So this is basically going to run vCenter server or platform service controller to verify the migration is supported, like the version we are doing is supported, and SSL certificate validity and compatibility with system name, network connections, DNS registration, internal and external ports which is being used by the VCSA current vCenter server, external database connectivity. If you have an external database like SQL database, then it's going to verify that connectivity tool. To an administrator previous on the vCenter machine, it's going to check you have the account which you run this running the setup, it's having the local administrator rights. And then as required disk space on exporting configuration data, so it's going to check if you have enough space to export the configuration of the vCenter data on the local machine, and NTP and the credential that you enter. So this is going to run all these different type of um, you can say pre-checks. So you can see this machine will be so all the configuration you can see type of this is going to be a vCenter 6.5 with embedded platform service controller, and deployment type is tiny, and the DB type embedded, which is means postage database configuration what we have, and DB type is enabled. So destination configuration is going to be this, like our vCenter appliance is, this is going to be a VMware vCenter server 6.7 with embedded service control. So this is good, and this is going to be a migration setting, vCenter name, and the user ID which we have entered, SS and SSL thumbprint, the port, and export data, where this migration is going to export the data for the vCenter server. So migration step is going to basically perform in 4 steps. Launch the vCenter server appliance UI manager and click migrate to start migration wizard, and this will connect the source vCenter server, in our case the this is the source, and validate the accept and SSL, and follow the rest of the wizard to complete the migration. And so this is showing also note this machine is going to be shut down as part of migration. So if migration fail, you need to power of the vCenter appliance and power on this machine again. So we are good. So now I'm going on my uh, AD machine, where I have mounted the installation media for the vCenter server. So the next task is to run the start the migration from any management server machine or server. So I have my Active Directory server from where I'm going to run this. So I'm going here on UI installer, and then Windows 32, and going to run the installer from here. So this is going to installer file, you have to double click on it. So this is going to say us like what you want to do: install, upgrade, migrate. So we are going to do migration, you can see, from Windows to VCSA. So I'm going to click here. So migrate your existing vCenter server or platform service controller or single sign-on server to Windows for Windows appliance. So yes, I'm going to do this, and this is going to deploy appliance. So this is first task is going to deploy the appliance. So stage 1 we are doing right now. Accept the agreement, click next, and then it's going to ask you uh, source Windows server where the vCenter is currently running. So I'm going to put vCenter 6 dot infosol.lan. So you need to put fqdn, and then as well as password I'm going to put, and click next. So it's going to validate the um, settings, and then we have SSL, click OK, and the esxi host or vCenter server name where you want to deploy this machine. So I want to deploy on my esxi 01. So this having this IP address 192.168.0.212. So I'm going to use this IP address. So 192.168.0.22211, I guess. Yeah, 211. and I'm going to put my root credential here. Click next, and again SSL thumbprint, so click yes. So now this is going to ask you vCenter name, basically virtual machine name, which is going to deploy. So I'm going to just type VCSA01. I'm going to put in VCSA01. So, and the root password, which I'm going to put for the appliance itself. Okay, I need to put some complex password, I guess. Yeah. So click next, and then it's going to give you option which deployment type you want to do. So I'm going with the 10A. So this required 2 CPU and 10 gig of memory, and the storage is given here, and it can manage a host up to 10 and VMs up to 100. So I'm good with this. So click next, and where you want to store the disk. So I'm going to store on one of my local disk test SAN data store, which is DS03. I can go ahead and I am going to enable the thin disk mode. So click next, and the network configuration it's going to ask. So here you can see the temporary network setting. This is going to be basically temporary network setting. Once your Windows vCenter is going to be um, powered off, this is going to it's going to change the Windows vCenter server IP address to this machine. I'm going to give any temporary IP address. So I'm going to find any temporary IP address for my network. So I guess I can give next to the vCenter server, so 204. So I can give it 192.168.0204. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Default gateway is going to be 192.168.0.1, and DNS is going to be my 201 server, which is my DC. Click next, and ready for deployment. So these are the settings which we have gone through, and I'm going to click on finish. And now you can see stage 1 is running, which is deploy vCenter server appliance with embedded service control. So this is going to start now, so deploying the appliance. And now if I go to my vCenter server, I can see here INVCSA01 is getting deployed. So this is good. We are successfully deploying this machine. So this machine deployment is going to take few minutes. It's depending on the basically network of the network bandwidth and the um, uh, copy speed for the appliance. So I'm going to pause the recording here. Once the deployment is done, I will resume from stage 2. So now you can see the deployment is almost completed, and it's waiting for RPM installation to start. So now if I go on vCenter server, I can see my VCSA machine is powered on now, and if I launch the web console, you can see it's doing something. So it's going to take few minutes more to get this everything up and running. So setting up storage, you can see this may take several minutes. So the configuration is now running, so we are good with this. So again I'm going to pause the recording, and once this step is done, I will resume from there. So now you can see the stage 1 has been completed successfully. You have successfully deployed vCenter server with embedded platform service control. So we are good with this. And now if I go here, you can see this is our INVCSA01 machines which is deployed, and you can see the IP addresses is configured, which we have provided temporary IP address which is going to be used for configure this machine, and name is still not configured. So we are going to now run the second step. So stage 2, click on continue. So stage 2, which is migration, so I'm going to click here next, and then connect with the vCenter server. It's going to take some time. Migration checks is going to be in progress, which we have already performed here. You can see here the pre-check is running now. So this is good. So it's going to take few seconds, I guess. So pre-check is completed now. You can see here uh, finished running pre-checks, and after that we got some check result like source machine having more CPU and core than target appliance. So this definitely we can add later on if we wish to add more core and the memory to the appliance. So I'm good with this. Go ahead and close this. Just type your AD credential to join this machine in domain. So I'm going to type my domain admin account here, which having rights to join this VCSA in my domain. So click next. So this is going to join a VCSA machine in domain. So now this is done, and now select the data migration data. So I'm going with the last option, which is configuration and historical data, all I want to migrate. So this is around uh, 3.2 GB, so I'm good with this. So click next, and I don't want to join experience improvement plan for now, so click next, and this is going to save the IP details and ready to complete. Now you can see the FQDN which we are going to have. This is current our source machine and target machine with the vCenter appliance with embedded PCSC. So this is going to be our post migration. This is going to be temporary IP is this, and the data. So I have a backup of my source vCenter server. So this is the first task which I have discussed. You make sure you have a full backup of your vCenter server. So I'm good. Just click on finish and click OK. This is saying this is going to be shut down old vCenter server, which is this. So I'm good with this. So go ahead and click OK. So now migration has been initiated, and if you go here you will see after some time this machine is going to be powered off. So copying data, once the data is copying, then it's set up the target machine vCenter server and start the service and import copied data. So this is the complete step. So now you can see it's exporting the data, and after some time this is going to be shut down automatically. So I'm going to pause the recording for now, and once this is done, this stage is done, I will resume from there. So now you can see copy source data or source vCenter data is completed, and set the vCenter target server and start services is also done. Now it's importing the services to the VCSA appliance, and now you can see my vCenter server, which was a Windows machine, Windows vCenter machine, is now powered off. So we are good with that, and this is the last step, which is going to import the vCenter database from its previously exported data, and then I think we are good, and we will be completing the migration soon. So I'm going to pause the recording once again, and once this is done I will resume the video from there. So now we will get some information message regarding the TSL and DHCP settings. So we are good to go ahead and close this. This is only information message, and now you can see import data is completed and stage 2 is also completed. So everything is done. Now I can go ahead and launch our vCenter server. So I'm good with this, so I'm going to just log in, and also if I go here I can see my appliance status also. So I'm going to log in here on appliance as well. So this is going to be HTTPS. Okay, so I'm going to type here first vCenter admin at vectorinfosol.lan and my password for vCenter admin. So now you can see I'm able to log in. I can go ahead and close this window also. So now if I go here you can see our vCenter server has been migrated to VCSA 6.7.0, and if I go here, you can see this is my virtual machine which having VCSA running. So this is good, and this is our appliance management console, and I'm going to log in with my root credential which we have created during the deployment. So I'm able to log into VCSA now, management console, and we can see all the status here, and we can monitor also. So this is all done. So in this video we have successfully able to migrate our basically you can say upgrade our infrastructure from Windows vCenter Server 6.5 to vCenter Server VCSA appliance which is 6.7. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question regarding this video, you can always post them on my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.